The holographic display flickered to life in the center of the Galactic Council chamber, casting an eerie blue glow across the faces of representatives from 47 different species. Elsa Martinez stood at the podium, her hands gripping the edges as she watched the council members shift uncomfortably in their seats. She had come to deliver a warning, not a plea. Ambassador Martinez, the Valkyrian representative clicked, his mandibles working nervously. Your presence here is unexpected. Earth was not scheduled to address the council for another solar cycle. Elsa's dark eyes swept across the chamber. The Krell Dominion has mobilized its fleet. Intelligence suggests they're targeting Earth. I'm here to ask the council one question. Are you going to stand by and watch? A ripple of what could only be described as nervous laughter spread through the chamber. The Krell ambassador, a towering insectoid creature with iridescent chitin armor, rose from his seat. His multifaceted eyes gleamed with what Elsa recognized as amusement. The human speaks of intelligence, the Krell hissed. How quaint. Your species has been part of the galactic community for barely 2 decades. You occupy one insignificant world in an unremarkable system. The Krell Dominion requires your planet's water resources. You will surrender or you will be eliminated. It is simple mathematics. Elsa felt her jaw tighten. Back on Earth at the Orbital Defense Command, Alex Chen was probably watching this broadcast, fingers flying across holographic keyboards as he prepared Earth's defenses. They had planned for this moment, hoped it wouldn't come, but prepared nonetheless. Simple mathematics, Elsa repeated, her voice carrying across the chamber with unexpected steel. Let me share some mathematics with you, Ambassador. Earth has a population of 11 billion. We've been fighting wars on our own planet for 10,000 years. We've split the atom, mapped the human genome, and reached our moon using computers less powerful than the personal devices our children carry today. The Valkyrian representative interrupted. Ambassador Martinez, please. The Krell Dominion commands a fleet of 15,000 warships. They have conquered 73 worlds. Your posturing is... Let her speak, a new voice commanded. The Archon representative, one of the eldest species in the council, leaned forward. Their crystalline form refracted the chamber's light into prismatic patterns. I wish to hear what the human has to say. Elsa nodded her thanks. You think we're weak because we're new. You think we're vulnerable because we have only one world. But you don't understand what it means to be human. We don't surrender. We don't retreat. When you push us, we push back harder. 300 light-years away, Alex watched the feed from his station aboard the Earth Defense Network's command ship, the Indomitable. His team had spent the last 72 hours without sleep, coordinating with defense grids across the planet, positioning the 12 orbital railgun platforms, and activating the experimental kinetic missile systems that Earth scientists had developed in secret. Sir, his tactical officer reported. Krell fleet just entered the Uit cloud, ETA to Earth orbit, 48 hours. Alex's fingers danced across his console. Activate all defense protocols. Get me a direct line to the lunar bases, and someone tell me the status of Project Linebacker. On the surface below, factories that had once produced consumer goods now churned out munitions. Civilians volunteered for militia training. Cities that had been rivals for centuries coordinated their defenses. Humanity, faced with extinction, had done what it always did. It unified against the threat. Back in the council chamber, the Krell ambassador was laughing. Your bravado is entertaining, human, but it changes nothing. Our fleet will arrive at your world in 2 of your planetary rotations. Your defense platforms are pitifully few. Your ships are antiquated. You have no allies who would risk war with the Dominion for your sake. Elsa smiled, and it was not a pleasant expression. You're right about one thing. We don't have many allies, but you made a critical error in your calculations, Ambassador. And what error is that? You assumed that because we're new to space, we're not dangerous. You forgot to ask what kind of species reaches space in the first place. Elsa tapped her personal console, and new data flooded the chamber's displays. Every species in this council achieved space flight during periods of relative peace, over centuries of gradual development. Humanity reached space while simultaneously fighting a Cold War, with enough nuclear weapons pointed at ourselves to render our planet uninhabitable. We didn't reach space despite our violent nature. We reached space because of our determination to survive and advance, even in the face of mutual annihilation. The displays showed Earth's military history, the world wars, the technological leaps born from conflict, the relentless innovation driven by competition and necessity. The Archon representatives' form pulsed with interest. Continue, Ambassador Martinez. For every ship in the Krell fleet, we've prepared something special. We call it asymmetric warfare. You have 15,000 ships. We have 11 billion people who refuse to die quietly. Every orbital platform is automated and can be remotely controlled from multiple redundant locations. Every city has underground shelters that can withstand orbital bombardment. We've seeded our UIT cloud with kinetic kill vehicles that will activate the moment your fleet crosses the threshold. And if you somehow make it to Earth orbit... Elsa paused, her eyes locked on the Krell ambassador. We have 12 nuclear devices positioned at strategic points in our own planet's crust. If we cannot win, we will deny you your prize. We'll irradiate every drop of water on Earth before we let you take it. The chamber erupted in chaos. Several representatives stood, shouting in their native languages. The Krell ambassador's confidence finally wavered. You would destroy your own world, he asked, his voice tinged with disbelief. In a heartbeat, Elsa replied. We're humans, Ambassador. We've nearly destroyed ourselves dozens of times over matters of ideology, religion, and resources. Do you really think we'll hesitate to do it to deny an invader? Alex received a priority message from Earth. Council negotiations proceeding. Maintain defensive posture. Do not fire unless fired upon, but be ready. His response was immediate. Understood, all systems armed and ready, waiting for their move. The Archon representative stood, their crystalline form blazing with light. The Council will vote on this matter, but I will say this. Any species capable of threatening its own extinction to preserve its freedom is not one to be trifled with. The Krell Dominion would be wise to reconsider this course of action. The vote was swift. 29 species voted to sanction the Krell Dominion if they proceeded. 18 abstained. The Krell ambassador stood frozen, calculating odds that had suddenly shifted dramatically. Elsa leaned forward, her voice dropping to barely above a whisper that somehow carried through the silent chamber. My people have a saying, Ambassador. Speak softly and carry a big stick. We've been speaking softly for 20 years. Would you like to see our stick? The Krell fleet never reached Earth. They turned back at the UIT cloud, detecting the thousands of hidden weapons waiting for them, calculating the cost of victory against an opponent that fought with nothing to lose. And humanity learned what the Galactic Council would soon accept. Sometimes the most dangerous species isn't the strongest or the oldest. Sometimes it's the one crazy enough to fight back.